They say the sun sets the same way every evening, but some people spend their entire lives chasing it, believing that peace lies somewhere just beyond the horizon. This is the story of a man who did exactly that. A man who believed that happiness was waiting for him somewhere ahead, in the next achievement, the next goal, the next success. He measured his worth by how much he accomplished. Every morning, he woke before the sun, already thinking about everything he needed to do. He lived his life like a race, always sprinting towards something bigger, faster, and better. The moment he reached one goal, another one appeared. It was endless. He kept telling himself, "I'll rest when I'm successful," but that rest never came. Because success, to him, was a moving target. Every time he got closer, it drifted a little further away, like the sun disappearing into the horizon. He chased wealth, status, recognition, all the things he thought would make him feel complete. But deep inside, he was tired. The kind of tired that sleep couldn't fix. It was the exhaustion that comes from running for too long without knowing why. One evening, after another long day filled with meetings, emails, and noise, he got into his car and started driving. He didn't know where he was going. He just knew he needed to move, to get away from everything for a while. The sun was setting ahead of him, painting the sky in gold and crimson. It was breathtaking, and he thought, if I can just reach that view before it fades, maybe I'll finally feel at peace. So he chased it. He drove west, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The road stretched endlessly before him, and the sunset seemed to call him forward. But no matter how far he went, it was always just ahead, slipping away minute by minute. He pressed harder on the accelerator, determined not to miss it. But the faster he went, the quicker it disappeared. Then, suddenly, his car sputtered and slowed. The engine coughed once, twice, and went silent. The dashboard lights faded, leaving him in stillness. He stepped out and looked around. There was nothing. No traffic, no buildings, no sound except the faint whisper of the evening wind. The sun had already dipped below the horizon. At first, frustration took over. He cursed the car, the timing, the universe. He sat on the hood, head in his hands, angry at everything, but mostly at himself. He had been chasing something for so long, and now that he couldn't move, he felt lost. Powerless. But as the minutes passed, something strange began to happen. The silence didn't feel empty anymore. It felt calm. He looked up at the sky. The last traces of sunlight were fading into a deep violet glow. Stars began to appear, one, then two, then hundreds. The air was cool, and every sound seemed sharper, the rustle of the grass, the chirp of crickets, his own slow breathing. And for the first time in years, he stopped. He didn't think about tomorrow. He didn't think about what he hadn't achieved. He just existed, fully, completely, in that moment. It felt unfamiliar, but beautiful. He realized something then, something that hit deeper than any success ever had. He hadn't been chasing the sunset. He had been running away from stillness. Every meeting, every goal, every late night, every endless pursuit, it wasn't just ambition. It was fear. Fear of slowing down long enough to face himself. He always thought that peace was something to find out there, in the next milestone, the next purchase, the next chapter of life. But standing there, surrounded by silence, he finally saw the truth. Peace wasn't waiting for him in the distance. It had been beside him all along, whispering quietly, drowned out by all the noise he created. The man smiled softly as he watched the sky darken. The sunset he had been chasing was never meant to be caught. It was meant to be witnessed. To be felt. To remind him that life wasn't something to reach for, it was something to experience. From that day on, he lived differently. He still worked hard. He still dreamed big. But he stopped rushing toward life as if it were running away from him. He began to notice the small things again, the warmth of morning coffee, the sound of rain tapping gently on the window, the laughter that filled a quiet room. He learned to pause, to breathe, to be where he was instead of always longing for where he wasn't. He found beauty in the ordinary. He found meaning in moments he once ignored. And slowly, he began to understand what the sunset had tried to teach him that night, that life is not happening somewhere ahead, it's happening now. The peace he had been searching for was not a destination. It was a state of being, one that could only be found when he stopped running. And so, he no longer chased the sunset. He simply watched it, knowing that he didn't need to catch it to feel whole. The colors that once made him restless now filled him with gratitude. Each evening, he stood still, breathing in the beauty he once sped past. He learned that you don't find peace by doing more. You find it by being present with less. You find it in stillness. You find it in awareness. You find it when you stop chasing the horizon and start appreciating the sky above you. Because peace isn't something you earn. It's not something you win. It's something you realize, when you finally stop running and understand that everything you've been searching for has been within you the entire time. The man who once chased the sunset learned the art of presence. And in learning it, he discovered the simple truth of life, that the most beautiful moments are not the ones we reach for, but the ones we allow ourselves to experience. And maybe that's what peace really is, not the end of the journey, but the moment we stop long enough to see how beautiful it's always been.